But yeah, as far as the room, it was quite an experience. Seeing a floating ball anomaly of light that cannot be explained. I mean, you tell somebody, they don't believe you. I mean, what do you tell somebody that you seen a floating ball? Well, they instantly say, well, it's probably just a bug, or it's probably a flashlight or something. Well, we tried to debunk all possibilities there, and we could not. We have reviewed where people were at the time, and we cannot come to any conclusion. In my opinion, it was an unexplained anomaly. Later on, we did some more rooms. We eventually made our way to the what was called the bride's room, I do believe. Not so much, didn't see any anomalies there, but I did feel it was very, very dark. We had no light sources in the room. We turned off all our flashlights, everything. We went in there. I sat in a chair. I think Rodney sat near the bed. The doorway was here, and the doorway's like this, and I was sitting kind of like this, so my back and everything was kind of towards the door, the side door. So I couldn't see anything in the hallway. There's a staircase behind me. After we asked some questions, audible questions and all that. Rodney said he saw something out of the corner of his eye. I did not necessarily see it, but I felt something, and I kind of caught the trail end. I mean, I didn't see it as far as what Rodney said he saw, but I did kind of see a trail end of a shadow. Now, whether it was me casting that shadow, I cannot say, but that was definitely something that I felt it was unexplainable for me. That was definitely a little bit of a something, Later in the night, we paired up with Nick Farrer of Virginia Paranormal Society. We made our way to the general store, which, being such a large plantation, that they actually had their own general store where the actual surrounding community would come in, buy wares, and at that time that's how people got their salt and sugar and all that. The general store, it was fairly large barn type building. In the building was a lot of just there was a lot of stuffed deers. I think the mounted deers. The current owner had. They was using it for storage for like Christmas and Halloween. We got to setting in the general store, and Rodney got to asking, doing AVP, asking about. He said, if anyone's here, I'm from Tazewell, which in your time was known as Jeffersonville. And is there anything, he asked some more questions. Well, once you said Jeffersonville, there was this growl, it sounded kind of like a dog. I mean, a dog when a dog is mad. That's the basic way I can describe it, is like a growl. It's hard for me to do the growl myself, but it spooked me. It spooked Rodney, and Rodney is he doesn't get spooked that easily. And Nick, I can tell he got a little spooked. He of course said, well, maybe it's a cow. It's probably cows outside. Well, after Rodney, after the first growl, I think he did go outside and look, and the cows, they were in a pasture very far away. I mean, there's no way that. And plus, a cow doesn't sound like a growl. So we got back in, and I think we got to asking more questions, and we heard the growl again. And I do know we heard 2 times the growl, and the second time it definitely was disturbing as the first, but we could not really figure out where the growl was coming from. I mean, we looked around for raccoons and rodents or anything. They had the place fairly well clean and everything. I mean, granted there was a unit for storage, and they could have possibly been some sort of creature, but not that makes that sound. I mean, this was a low, very, very kind of disturbing growl in this one way, and it was quite definitely gave you goosebumps, quite chilling. And so that was my two experiences that I had at the Major Grandma Mansion there, and since then I've definitely had more of a appetite for discovering more unexplained things in the world, and hopefully I can continue on with BDPS and find out and try to seek the truth and help people understand more about paranormal.